Hey everyone, Professor Baldwin here. Today we're going to factor a trinomial, but this trinomial is going to give us some really large numbers to factor. But first step, do we have a GCF? And no, we don't have a GCF. We know right away because our middle term, negative 23m, negative 23 is a prime number. Next step is to find our key number, a times c, or 24 times negative 12, which equals negative 288. See, that's a really big number for us to factor. And b is negative 23. Now remember, our goal here is to be able to rewrite this middle term. And to do that, we need two numbers that multiply together to give us negative 288, but also add to give us negative 23. Since we're multiplying and getting a negative, we know we're going to need one negative value. So one of these terms needs to be negative, and the other will be positive. Now there's a couple of ways to go about figuring out the factors. The first is to just guess and check using your calculator, but that can be really time consuming. If you're going to go that route, I recommend starting with the factors you know, 24 or 12 here. Another option is to use these rules of divisibility, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to do that starting with the value of 24. So I know 24 and 12 work as factors. And I know that my larger value has to be the negative one because when I add them together, I need to have a negative. Now, negative 24 plus 12 equals negative 12. So I know that negative 24 and 12 don't work. So I can move on to negative 25. And because of divisibility rules, I throw that out. The same with negative 26, negative 27, negative 28, and so on. This brings me down to negative 32. And if I plug into the calculator 288 divided by 32, that gives me the number 9. And negative 32 plus 9 equals our negative 23. So that means our values are 32 and 9, or more precise, negative 32 and 9. And remember, that tells us we're going to rewrite that middle term. So let's come down to a new page. We have 24m squared minus 32m plus 9m minus 12. So these two new terms in the middle are what we use to rewrite our given middle term. And now we can group. 24m squared and negative 32m have an 8 and an m in common. I factor that out and I have 3m minus 4. And remember, our goal is to be able to have that same binomial factored in the second grouping. And in order to have 3m minus 4 in the second grouping, I have to factor out a positive 3. Next step is to factor out that binomial, 3m minus 4, and we're left with the binomial 8m plus 3.